Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita back in the studios from Bengaluru. Even as the politics continues in Karnataka, over the next 1 hour, I'll be getting you a roundup of all the big stories coming in from the southern states. Here we begin with what to expect over the next 60 minutes. We'll be focusing, of course, on what's happening in Karnataka. I may be back in Delhi, but our focus remains on what's happening in Bengaluru, where you're going to see round 2 of a breakfast meet between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, this time in DK Shivakumar's residence. So what exactly is being discussed? What's cooking literally? What's on the table? We're going to be telling you all about that. Why has the second breakfast meet been called as the High Command demanded it? We'll break down all the details we have for you. But also coming up on the show, we'll get you horrifying footage that's emerged from Hyderabad of a 4-year-old being beaten up, being stamped, dragged by a nanny. These are extremely disturbing images, but important for us to put out, important for us to highlight, to talk about how we're constantly seeing these unregistered preschools, these non-trained nannies being given charge of little children and the price little children are paying for that. I'm Akshita. Let's begin with the top 10 headlines we're tracking today. Stormy start to Parliament's winter session. Prime Minister Modi taunts the opposition and warns them against doing drama after back-to-back election defeats. Lok Sabha, however, is adjourned following massive uproar. Opposition stages walkout in Rajya Sabha over demand for discussion on SIR. Another BLO dies by suicide in Uttar Pradesh's Moradabad, says he would break down under the weight of SIR work pressure in his final video. Election Commission files affidavit in the Supreme Court over Bengal SIR, says no eligible voter will be excluded from the rules. It's set for breakfast pit Charcha 2.0. After breakfast bonhomie on Saturday, DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah are set to meet again for another round of talks at the Deputy Chief Minister's residence. DK says there's no tussle between the two. The BJP takes a Game of Thrones November taunt at DK Shivakumar. A day after his arrest by the cyber police in Kerala for allegedly revealing the identity of a rape survivor, Rahul Easwar defies police and vows to continue backing MLA Mamkutatil. He calls his arrest a blatant disregard of the Supreme Court verdict. As the national capital grapples with poor AQI, Supreme Court questions air pollution panel on its action plan, noting that previous measures have failed to make any impact on the ground. Court also backs farmers on the issue of stubble burning, saying it should not be politicized or turned into an ego battle. In a big admission by the centre, the government says attempts at GPS spoofing were made at multiple airports, including Delhi, but insists there was no impact on flight movements. Shocking case of child assault inside a Hyderabad school. 4-year-old nursery student brutally assaulted on the premises of the Purnima school. The Delhi High Court has ordered the censor board to take into account the concerns of Major Mohit Sharma's family before clearing Ranveer Singh's starrer Dhurandhar for release. The family claims the film is based on their son's life. Samantha and Raj are now officially married. The actor took to Instagram to share pictures from their simple and sweet ceremony. One picture shows Raj putting a ring on Samantha's finger. The ceremony took place at the Isha Yoga Centre in Coimbatore. And let's begin with the latest breaking updates coming in on the Karnataka Game of Thrones. As always, here on India Today, we're getting you exclusive news breaks. DK Shivakumar speaking to India Today has confirmed the breakfast meet with Siddaramaiah at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Remember, this time around, it's at DK Shivakumar's residence. DK Shivakumar to India Today has reiterated that they are a united force. There's no question of any sort of differences. Priyank Kharge, meanwhile, also speaking to the media, has dismissed all possible speculation over his meeting with Rahul Gandhi, saying all is well. Listen in to DK Shivakumar speaking exclusively to India Today's Anika Keshav.
Joining us for a conversation is Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. DK Shivakumar. So when is your Delhi visit scheduled, sir? You said that Mekedatu issue should be solved.
No, I want to meet the Water Resource Minister and the Environment Minister, both of them. So I'm seeking a time with them When they give time, I'll just go and come.
So you also made a statement saying that a lot of BJP MPs from Karnataka are not cooperating.
No, see, they all have to fight for the sake of Karnataka. We have got an order, they have to cooperate and they should represent. Mr. Kumaraswamy has said that the leader delegation will be a part of that. So I'm discussing with the Chief Minister tomorrow morning on that issue. We will see. Before the assembly session, we should go one day and come back. We should give them the responsibility. They have to cooperate because they have been telling, no, you come, we are going to help. Let us see, let us give the responsibility to them.
Sir, while all this is happening, the BJP is making an allegation saying that the governance is taking a backseat in the CM tussle.
There is no tussle, nothing to worry on that issue.
So what time is the breakfast tomorrow, sir? So what time is the breakfast tomorrow, sir?
9:30.
Okay, so anything apart in the menu apart from Natu Koli? Apart from Natu Chicken, anything on the menu?
Don't worry.
Are you and CM united, sir, on this?
The entire state is united.
But they should not have breakfast also now. No, if I have a breakfast with my colleague or dinner with my colleague, why does it have to make national headlines? The CM and DCM have mutually agreed that they'll go first to the CM's house and then the DCM's house to quell all the speculation that's going around in this media. And if they dine, you have a problem. If they don't dine, you have a problem. What can we do? You have a problem meeting Mr. Gandhi also. Who else will I meet? Will I meet Mr. Dattatreya Hosbale? Will I meet Mr. B.L. Santosh? Will I meet Mr. Mohan Bhagwat?
Okay, so that's Priyank Karge saying, who else will I meet if not Rahul Gandhi? Will I meet with Mohan Bhagwat? The Congress, of course, has been maintaining that there's nothing to worry about. There's no sort of controversy and there's no question of any sort of differences between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, which is why we're going to see a second breakfast meeting taking place tomorrow. But joining us here on this broadcast is A.S. Ponnanna, legal advisor to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Mr. Ponnanna, namaskara. Thank you for your time. I'd like to highlight that Mr. Ponnanna was there on Saturday for the breakfast meet. I was actually standing outside the Chief Minister's residence when we got those first pictures in which you can see Mr. Ponnanna with DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah for that breakfast meeting. Mr. Ponnanna, I'd like to begin with what transpired exactly on Saturday, sir. There was a message clearly from both leaders that all is well, but we know that this was a meeting that was mandated by the High Command because of tensions.
No, what happened or transpired between them was just between the two of them. I was not party to that meeting. Obviously, it's a very high-level interaction and I have no business also to be there. But of course, when the Honorable Deputy CM came in, I was there with the Honorable Chief Minister, and that is why in the first visuals you will see me. Thereafter, of course, after breakfast, the two of them were closeted and they had a long discussion. And after which they have addressed the media and said exactly what transpired. So I know as much as you do about what they spoke. And message is clear that we are prepared and geared up to face the assembly from the 8th in Belgaum. We are prepared to fight the false propaganda and narrative being built by the BJP in Karnataka. There is no division. We are united and we shall stand united, continue to be united and fight all the forthcoming elections together.
I think what's very clear is that Mr. DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah have a great working relationship. That was evident in the pictures and videos that we've seen in which you're there too, Mr. Ponnanna. But beyond that, the biggest difference remains that both perhaps have the same ambition. And that's something that wasn't addressed in the press conference either.
No, there is nothing wrong. See, we have always maintained that the Congress party is a party that believes in collective leadership. It is a party which believes in internal democracy. Debate is integral to a democratic setup, and we welcome every kind of debate. And of course, when we go together jointly under the collective leadership of several tall leaders in the party, there is bound to be ambition and there is bound to be claims. So there is nothing wrong with it. As long as everything is within the institutional discipline of the party, it is welcome.
But then I also tend to wonder, Mr. Ponnanna, in these kind of differences, when they come up, clearly at this point, the leaders are maintaining that, it's not coming in the way of governance. The BJP continues to maintain that when you have a chief minister and his deputy fighting it out for the same position, how can there be any work that's really being done? Because in any meeting, that's the top issue that will be discussed.
No, I can assure you that both the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister are attending to their regular work of the departments. Chief Minister as the head of the state, the Deputy Chief Minister is holding 2 portfolios. They are continuously attending meetings and working till late hours in the night. So administration, there is absolutely no problem. Of course, the opposition will want to believe that there is some problem with the administration. There has been no interference in the administration as far as these discussions go. This is a party matter. This decision will be taken by the High Command if at all, as and when the time comes. So therefore, there is nothing to it except great hype and hope of the BJP that something will come up.
But would you concede that there has been an inadvertent delay in a decision being taken on this matter, that this could have been nipped in the bud if there was a clear decision that was taken? There wouldn't be so much fodder for the BJP to kind of constantly question governance in the state.
Do you think BJP needs any valid reason?
Well, if this was nipped in the bud, they wouldn't have this.
They're constantly finding reasons, creating stories, creating narratives. They're experts at it. This is also a creation of their own narrative. I was telling somebody today in the media that look at the bench strength of the Congress party. We have tall leaders across the board. We have people like Parmeshwar, M.B. Patil, Satish Jarkioli, Kristi Bailagoda, Ishwar Khandre. You name them, we have all of them in our party. So it is time for the BJP to introspect, look at their own strengths, look at the leadership that they have or they lack, and build from there rather than focusing on what the Congress must.
No, but they're in the opposition, you're the government. There will be questions about how the government is functioning. My only point is that you're saying it's a figment of imagination. Is it really of the BJP? Because as you also said, that these are 2 leaders with the same ambition. It's
So
not
I'm
made
not
up.
saying I'm not saying that it is imaginary. I'm not saying it is a figment of anybody's imagination. All I'm saying is they have hyped it beyond reality. So because the real facts, the actual scenario is not sensational. So nobody wants to know what actually is happening. If you say that it's great bonhomie between the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, they are really good friends, they have high regard and respect for each other, it doesn't make news. But if you say they're fighting, then everybody wakes up early in the morning and watches television.
But Mr. Ponnana, the reality is that there were taunts on social media too. This fight or, these jibes, taunts were made up. It happened, which is why the High Command intervened.
Now, let's be honest. The social media post, there were people reading between the lines. If the Deputy Chief Minister, in fact, I was there in the program, in fact, addressed to my name and said it, that word power is world power. Now, this is a slogan of our government. In Kannada, we've been saying that Nudadante Narda Sarkara, which is that we have stood by our word. It is a government that has delivered what they've promised. And it is exactly what the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister said that day. But the media went, I don't want to use berserk, but yeah, they did go berserk in a way and started point. Then the Honorable Chief Minister said that, it is a word to the people that we have lived up to.
24
now
hours
you
later.
you can read so many things into it, and or else there is nothing to it. It's a perception, and it's also individual opinions.
Okay, Mr. Ponnana, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us. And tomorrow, of course, there's round 2 of the breakfast meet. So I hope you get a chance to be a part of that breakfast with the amazing idli, sambar and uppit that I saw on the plates.
Breakfast is every day. Everyday breakfast.
It's an everyday affair.
And they have met for breakfast even before so many times.
Okay, all right. So nothing to read into it, you're saying. Thank you very much, Mr. Ponnana, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take a look at all of the updates that have come in the last 24 hours. The power tussle in Karnataka. There are efforts apparently to diffuse the crisis because you're seeing one round after another of breakfast discussions taking place, all happening in Bengaluru. Where the decision should be taken in Delhi, nothing's happened.
What time's the breakfast tomorrow?
9:30.
After the first round of breakfast meeting between Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his deputy DK Shivakumar. It is now time for Truce Talks 2.0. Shivakumar has invited Siddaramaiah to his residence, and on the breakfast menu this time is nati chicken.
Sir, tomorrow you are called Chief Minister for breakfast. Sir. What is on the menu, sir?
Nati chicken.
Nothing political, sir. So when are you visiting Delhi, sir?
Still not bad.
Still not planned, sir.
Ahead of the crucial meeting in Bengaluru, Shivakumar has claimed there is no groupism in Karnataka Congress.
Of course, I have to go there. I have to discuss with CM. I want to have an all-party meeting in Delhi on various issues. So I'll discuss with CM. If doesn't, I think I'll have to go and brief them. I have to meet the minister. I don't know. I have to just take out some time.
What is the menu for tomorrow's breakfast, sir?
Tomorrow breakfast, we will inform you. Don't worry.
The Chief Minister, who has accepted the invitation, has asserted that Congress in Karnataka is 100% united.
BJP says they're bringing no confidence motion against you.
Any confidence?
Sir,
No confidence. Allah. Government is here to give the reply and to defend.
The peace talks, notwithstanding, much depends on the Congress High Command. The party top brass is likely to summon the duo to Delhi to defuse the situation. The power crisis in Karnataka has given fresh ammunition to the BJP.
सिद्धरामैया जी और डीके शिवकुमार इनका दोनों टजल में दोनों कौन बनेगा आगे मुख्यमंत्री ये विषय में कर्नाटका स्टेट प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहा है.
Amid the all-out war in the southern state, all eyes are now on the Congress High Command. With Sagai Raj, Anaga Keshav and Apurva Jayachandran. Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's bring in our reporters for the latest updates. Moshmi Singh is joining us live from Delhi. We have Anaga Keshav joining us live from Bengaluru. Anaga, to you first. On the breakfast meet tomorrow, you had a conversation with DK Shivakumar where he confirmed that 9:30 a.m. is when he's invited the Chief Minister over. But what's on the agenda, Anaga? Besides what's on the menu, what's really going to be discussed?
Well, in fact, DK Shivakumar told us that he will be bringing up the issue of Mekedatu as well with Chief Minister. But we all know what the main cause is. The main cause is regarding the optics management. Because remember, it was after the High Command's push that CM first invited DCM, and now the deputy has invited Chief Minister over for breakfast. So the main issue is going to be regarding the optics management and to send a signal of unity. In fact, DK Shivakumar is trying to score a meeting with Congress High Command before Belagavi winter session starts. Because now the parliament session has already begun, which means Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi are going to be busy. So DK Shivakumar is trying hard to ensure that he scores the meeting before the Belagavi session starts. That starts on December 8th, because after that even he and the Chief Minister are going to be held up in that. So DK Shivakumar's main intent right now is to score a meeting with Congress's High Command. And number two, when he also told us that he is trying to meet the Water Resources Minister in the centre regarding the Mekedatu issue. So his plan is if he ends up scoring a meeting on the Mekedatu issue in Delhi, then he can somehow make his way to meet Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi is what DK's plan is. So that seems to be the main agenda.
Okay, I'll bring in Moshmi Singh, who's joining us live from Delhi, because Moshmi, you're seeing all of this action in Bengaluru. We're wondering when it will happen in Delhi. Ultimately, look, you can see all these breakfast, lunch, dinner meets, nothing matters. The decision has to be taken in Delhi by the High Command, which we were hearing would happen over the weekend, which we were hearing would happen by December. We were hearing it could happen 3 months from now. What's actually happening?
So clearly, Akshita, there's too much on the platter of the Delhi High Command as far as politics is concerned. The first day of the session just happened. There's a lot of ruckus in the house, and surely the next 2 weeks are going to be very action-packed. So one will have to wait and see whether DK Shivakumar can actually get that time that he is wanting from the party high command before the winter session is over. It's unlikely that Delhi would want the entire optics to play out in Delhi during the winter session. That will give a fresh fodder to the ruling party, the BJP, about how, Karnataka, that is the model state for the Congress, as
Yep.
Congress would like to put it, is turning out into a big ruckus and pandemonium. So clearly, I think that the optics are playing out in Bangalore. The diktat and the command that has been given from Delhi is that you have to stay united. You have to limit the
Okay.
media uh, for fighting in the media and in public glare. You have to stop that and put up a united front, though there's lots of viewing,
Yeah.
within the surface.
Sure, but you could also, address it by just ending all of the suspense and ending the drama. That somehow doesn't seem to be the ideal solution for the High Command. Thanks, Moshmi. Thanks, Anaga, for joining us with those details. Let me bring in on this broadcast B.S. Arun, senior journalist, and R.K. Upadhyay, senior journalist. Mr. Arun, I'd like to begin with you on what we're seeing right now in Karnataka. A second breakfast meeting while there's pin drop silence in Delhi. We all thought that over the weekend, action would shift from Karnataka to Delhi, that the High Command would kind of get the wheels turning to take a decision. None of that happening, sir. It's only optics management.
Well, it shows that the Congress High Command is in no hurry to resolve the Karnataka power crisis. They have shown it again and asked Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah to hold a breakfast meeting. Now, there is not just one, but two breakfast meetings. There was no breakthrough in the first meeting. I don't think there will be any breakthrough either in the second. But as you rightly pointed out, the decision has to be taken in Delhi. The Congress High Command, has given sort of an indication for quite some time that it's not too concerned about the developments that are happening in Bangalore, in Karnataka, because the statement war had been going on for quite some time. We saw a Twitter war just before the two met for breakfast.
Correct.
About the world power and the world power. So this is sort of the Cold War happening between the two. But the High Command has not opened its eyes. All that happened was Karge coming to Bangalore and meeting some of the leaders, and Siddaramaiah going to Delhi and meeting Rahul Gandhi, while D.K. Shivakumar cut sort of a loss of face for him, that although he went to Delhi, he could not meet the Congress leadership. So to that extent, there is some sort of a setback for Shivakumar, both in Delhi as well as in Bangalore, in the sense that the breakfast meeting, turned out to be a damn squib. There was no major development as regards the leadership tussle that that they repeated the mantra of being united, fighting the elections together, and it was more of a blah blah than anything that was concrete, that was told to the media. At least we don't know what exactly they discussed, whether they agreed to anything or whether they disagreed
Correct.
to anything. But the fact is, the leadership tussle has remained unresolved as on today.
Let me turn this around, Mr. R.K. Upadhyay. Are we reading too much into these breakfast meets? This is the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister getting together for a huddle. Maybe they're discussing governance. Maybe they're discussing administrative issues in the state of Karnataka. At the end of the day, do they have a great working relationship? And so, therefore, as a result, governance isn't really taking a hit. They're being patient with whatever the High Command will decide.
The Akshita, two of them can have as many breakfast meetings as they want. I mean, after all, one has to have a breakfast in the morning. So, instead of just idli, vada, and puri, they could have a nati chicken, as Shivakumar has promised.
And some politics.
So that is good for them. I mean, but that apart, I don't think any substantial issues are being discussed. And it cannot happen just between the two. There has to be central mediators, who can sit down with them and then work out a solution. Otherwise, you're just, getting nowhere. My hunch is, Rahul Gandhi is least interested in change of leadership. It goes against the grain of his social justice agenda, and he feels that Siddaramaiah is the best person right now. And if he's removed from power, it will go against his own policy. Because after all, Congress has only three chief ministers, and Siddaramaiah belongs to the OBC, and replacing him with somebody like Shivakumar will send out a wrong message across the country. That could be one thinking. But then you see, I'm also looking at what could happen if Shivakumar gets a chance. See, after all, if at all he has been given a promise, then that has to be honored sometime or the other, probably in a couple of months or 3 months or whatever. But then, what is Shivakumar going to bring to the table? I mean, as citizens, we are not really enthusiastic about Shivakumar taking over because we know what he is capable of or not capable
So you're
of.
suggesting you
Because
prefer
he has
Siddaramaiah
been,
over a DK Shivkumar?
yeah, see, looking at that, see, Shivakumar has been very undemocratic in his style of functioning. And, he's very rude with his own MLAs and is not very polite with the people who go to meet him. And then when it comes to the projects that he has taken up, he doesn't even like a well-meaning criticism. Look at the tunnel project he has taken up. I mean, he has been passionately following it. And then look at the cost that is involved. And every expert has criticized it. And then from 18,000 crores, now it is going up to 42,000 crores. And yesterday there was a meeting of experts across the board from Indian Institute of Science and so many organizations. All of them said this is ill advised, ill conceived, unscientific, and financially ruining everything. But this man doesn't want to listen to anybody, doesn't want to listen to anybody. And everybody has pointed out the best way to solve the traffic problem in Bangalore is have more mass transport, have more
No,
metros.
but are you
And that's the best
suggesting
way
then,
to do
Mr.
it. But
Upadhyaya, that you believe that Siddaramaiah is the better chief minister of the two?
no, I don't think. Yes, naturally. I mean, as it stands,
Hmm.
he's at least more, balanced. He has carried everybody along, and Siddaramaiah, that's the reason why MLAs like him,
Mr.
and that's the
Arun,
reason
what do
why
you think?
Shivakumar is not able to get the support from the MLAs.
Mr. Arun, what do you think? Do you think that ultimately it comes down to the fact that Siddaramaiah is someone who the MLAs prefer, that he has the support of most number of MLAs because of the administrator that he is?
Well, it's not just administration. It's because he is the leader of the minorities, of the backward classes, and of the Dalits. That's the reason why he commands the respect as well as the support of a majority of the 135 Congress MLAs. And that was the reason why, when there was power tussle at the beginning of when the Congress came back to power, it was Siddaramaiah who made it through, and not Shivakumar. It was because of the strength. It was because he is the mass leader in Karnataka. He commands, that sort of a support among the masses in the entire state, which Shivakumar doesn't. Shivakumar's popularity or base is confined to a specific region, and his support base among the MLAs is mainly from the Vocaligas. So that's sort of a narrow support base that Shivakumar enjoys, and that's the reason why Siddaramaiah scores over Shivakumar. That's one reason. And
Yeah.
as far as administration is concerned, recently the caste census took place in Karnataka, and that was mainly because of the two reasons. One, Siddaramaiah himself wanted it, and number two, the Congress High Command, Mr. Rahul Gandhi in particular, pushed for it. So it was a message that they sent that
Yeah.
to the Ahida group, the backwards and minorities and Dalits, that we are with you. So
Yeah.
because
The biggest setback really for the Congress, if they upset Siddaramaiah, will be that particular vote bank. And that's why it's a hard decision for them to take. There's a possibility, though, that they are ensuring a truce between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah because they see this dragging on in the sense that they don't think a decision will be possible right now. Perhaps in March, once Siddaramaiah manages that record of being the longest serving Chief Minister of Karnataka, is when they will ensure that he has a graceful exit and bring in DK Shivakumar. That is one of the many possibilities. Thank you very much, Mr. Arun and Mr. R.K. Upadhyaya, for your time, for joining us here on India Today. Bengaluru is freezing, and I'm not exaggerating. I was in the city over the weekend. The usual nip in the air that we're so used to was actually replaced by a cold, cold wind that swept through the city. And clearly it wasn't just me. There were endless posts and memes about this, sample a few, that even compared Bengaluru to London. But let's talk about why Bengaluru was so unusually cold. That's one of the memes that was put up there. It was a combination of factors, really. Cyclone Ditwaan, the impact of that, plus the usual cloudy mornings in Bengaluru, coupled with light rainfall. All three of these meant that for OG Bengalurians, it was a reminder of what Bangalore was like. Not Bengaluru with the crazy traffic, but the city that it once was. So is this weather going to continue? Is this what the city will be like in the coming days? Well, for now, yes. Later in the week, it could become warmer as the cyclone impact disappears. But right now, Bengalurians, enjoy the cold air. Layer up when you step out. And speaking of Cyclone Ditwaan, the impact it's had, let's take a look at what the situation is in parts of Chennai where there has been rainfall reported in the last 24 hours. Waterlogging in some parts of Chennai has been reported, but as a precautionary measure, holiday has been declared in Chennai schools and colleges tomorrow. That's because the Met Department has issued an alert for rain. This is because the outer cloud bands, part of, in fact, that particular storm is coming further and further inland into Chennai, which means that there will be areas that could see heavy rainfall tomorrow. Pramod Madhav is joining us live from Chennai with more details on this. Pramod, what's the situation currently in the city and what's the forecast for the next 24 hours?
Certainly, Akshita. The Cyclone Ditwaan has already weakened to a deep depression and it is actually very close to the coast of Chennai, and that's what you could see. There has been rain since morning for this particular day. In fact, yesterday the Cyclone Ditwaan was supposed to cause more damage, but it did not do so as it was travelling towards Puducherry. But however, as it reached Chennai, it had gathered more cloud bands, especially rain cloud bands, and because of that, we have received a good amount of rainfall today. Leading to this, today there was no holiday for any schools or colleges. However, considering that there are possibility for rain for tonight as well, holiday has been declared for Chennai, Chengalpattu and Tiruvallur districts for both schools and colleges owing this. And NDRF and special all other teams claim they are on high alert and such. For Chennai, we saw localized flooding in localized water stagnation in certain areas. However, in the outskirts of Chennai, like Tiruvallur and Avadi and such, water level was localized water stagnation was quite high, and the officials claim that pumps and other things have also been brought to make sure that the situation is kept under control, Akshita.
All right, Pramod, stay safe. We will continue to track the updates that come in over the next 24 hours. There is a warning for heavy rain tomorrow. So Chennaites, remember that as of now, schools, colleges in Chennai have been shut tomorrow. Let's now move on to a horrifying story coming in from Hyderabad. These are extremely disturbing images. We will advise viewer discretion, but it's important for us to put it out here, of a 4-year-old girl, a 4-year-old, viewers, being slapped, stamped on and dragged by a 55-year-old nanny. This happened inside a school in Hyderabad. That's the footage right there. Why are we showing this? Because we see this happen far too often in India, that these untrained women, teachers, men, etc., claim to be nannies and then are given complete care of little toddlers having no training whatsoever until they physically abuse the child and are caught doing so. This woman, police say, held a grudge against the child's mother, took it out on that little child till she saw the camera and then she stopped. This incident has sparked outrage, raised serious questions about school safety, about accountability and the kind of checks that are actually done for these teachers and nannies who so closely interact with little children, who are given complete care of them. The accused, that woman, has been taken into custody.
Shocking case of child assault inside a Hyderabad school. A 4-year nursery student brutally assaulted. The incident took place on the premises of Purnima School in Jidhi Metla. The accused, a 55-year-old Aya Lakshmi, is seen on video slapping, stamping and dragging the child. She stops only when she realizes someone is recording. The police say Lakshmi held a grudge against the child's mother, who also works at the school. An FIR has been filed. Lakshmi has been arrested under multiple sections of the Juvenile Justice Act and the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita.
There are laws, there are guidelines, there are set of norms, and every state has to implement it. In this particular incident, there is a need to lodge an FIR under Section 75 of the Juvenile Justice Act, which is much required here. If we want proper implementation law, a deterrence needs to be created, and in such kind of incidents, one should not tolerate and lodge FIR and take proper action against the school.
The Hyderabad incident is not an isolated case. Just weeks ago in Noida, another chilling video emerged from a residential complex daycare. A 15-month-old girl slapped, dropped on the floor, hit with a plastic bat, even a pencil shoved into her mouth. The accused, a 16-year-old attendant, was arrested. Two horrifying videos. One big question: who is regulating the schools, daycares and preschools mushrooming across India? Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, before I wrap up this edition of Super 6, I'm leaving you with pictures of Samantha Ruth Prabhu's wedding to Raj Nidimoru. And there are pictures which have gone viral. The couple tied the knot in a ceremony at the Isha Yoga Centre in Coimbatore. Away from the spotlight, Samantha was seen wearing a beautiful red sari with her now husband Raj in some of these pictures that she's shared on social media. I'm leaving you with this report.
If love truly prefers quiet corners over glittering stages, then Samantha Ruth Prabhu and filmmaker Raj Nidimoru have just given the world its most tender proof. No fanfare, no orchestrated photo shoots, just two hearts choosing each other in silence after years of weathering private storms beneath the public eye. What began as whispers of a blossoming romance has now bloomed into a confirmed union. Soft, real and deeply personal. The duo tied the knot in an intimate ceremony that felt more spiritual than ceremonial. The wedding took place early in the morning at the Lingabhairavi temple inside the Isha Yoga Centre. Samantha wore a simple red sari, traditional, understated and quietly stunning. Their love story too unfolded gently, where rumours first surfaced in early 2024 when the two were spotted together, always discreet and grounded. From subtle red carpet appearances to a trip to America, and even Samantha spending time with Raj's sister, the signs were there, though their romance remained protected and unspoken. Many believe their connection deepened after The Family Man Season 2, where Samantha delivered one of her strongest performances under Raj and DK's direction. And what began as creative admiration gradually evolved into a deeper bond. Samantha's past included a much-publicized separation from Naga Chaitanya in 2021, a chapter lived under relentless scrutiny. Their 4-year marriage ended amid intense media attention, turning their personal heartbreak into endless fodder for speculation. Naga Chaitanya has since moved on and is now married to actress Shobita Dhulipalya. And now, in a serene temple at dawn surrounded only by love and silence, she's chosen companionship again quietly, gracefully and entirely on her own terms. With Alice Entertainment Bureau, India Today.